Hello, I ordered the vinyl of one of the very rare recordings of Frank Herbert reading from Dune, and I'm going to open it, and we're going to listen to a little bit of it together. I hope it is in good condition. So it is a recording of the litany against fear that is very present in the Dune universe.
I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer.
It's a kind of prayer that survives during millennium and millennium. Paul Muad'Dib knows about it, but the contemporary of Leto II, that lives many millennium after, also know about it. So the sleeve seems in relatively good shape. There's a little picture of Frank Herbert there. The beautiful image. I think it is Stilgar, but I'm not too sure. And yes, the vinyl is in perfect shape. I had some doubts about that because most of them were super expensive. This was still quite expensive, but it didn't exist on YouTube. So now we're going to listen to it. Side one first.
A beginning is the time for taking the most delicate care that the balances are correct. This every sister of the Bene Gesserit knows. To begin your study of the life of Muad'Dib, then, take care that you first place him in his time, born in the 57th year of the Padishah Emperor Shaddam IV, and take the most special care that you locate Muad'Dib in his place, the planet Arrakis.
This vinyl is far more interesting than I thought. It is much more than the litany against fear. The first excerpt that we just listened to is the very beginning of the book 1 of Dune. It is an excerpt from the Manual of Muad'Dib, written by Princess Irulan. Well, the Manual of Muad'Dib is not a book, it's an imaginary creation, and its author is also an imaginary character. All of this has been written by Herbert himself. So he didn't only create a universe, he created its academia. There are history books written at different times from different political point of views. There are religious texts, memoirs. There are training guides for different factions of different races. It is immense, it is complex, it is just crazy to write all this. And this is why it is such a difficult endeavor to try to make a movie that is a faithful tribute to this immense intellectual masterpiece.
Muad'Dib says, "We came from Caladan, a paradise world for our form of life. There existed no need on Caladan to build a physical paradise or a paradise of the mind. We could see the actuality all around us, and the price we paid was the price men have always paid for achieving a paradise in this life. We went soft, we lost our edge."
The second excerpt that we listen to is from Muad'Dib, Conversations, also by Princess Irulan. She's the major academic in this book. It's very easy to recognize because it's written at the first person. It is the voice of Paul Atreides himself. Princess Irulan lived with him for quite some time, so she had the extraordinary opportunity to collect and record his own personal telling of his story. It's an immensely interesting text. I find it fascinating how Paul Atreides describe how the paradise planet of Caladan as the thing that made the Atreides soft. I think that Herbert is voicing a critique against the decades during which he conceived Dune, the 50s and the 60s. The United States was enjoying unprecedented prosperity at this time, and knowing the libertarianism and the alternative views of Frank Herbert, I think this decadence is a very interesting metaphor. So if I made an error, please tell it to me. This is why YouTube has a comment function. And if you would enjoy to keep this sci-fi conversation going, you can subscribe to my channel, and I will do more short videos like this, sometimes about Dune, but sometimes about other universes from the sci-fi world. Thank you.